All right. Shalom, shalom. First of all, I'm going to give all praise to Abanawa. Ba Shim Yahweh Shai. Ba Shim Kakodash. Double honors being to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who charge through the Spirit, peace, and much love and salutations to the earth of Israel. You so called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you are the children of Israel according to the Bible. How time we got a seat. Your 2024, hopefully your props, aka your jiggle trouble. It is videos based upon the strangers, understanding the strangers in the scriptures. Because there's two uh meanings of Gentiles in the Bible. Okay, the natural Gentiles, which are the actual heathen, or in this case, the actual strangers, or strangers that were Israelites who either was not born in the land of Israel, or made or adopted to other customs of the other nations, and they were classified as strangers, but they still were Israelites. And I got some scriptures, a little scriptures to just get some examples on understanding who are those strangers in the scriptures, getting a true understanding of the Bible. Okay, which a lot of people mis, doesn't under, don't understand, but the spirit of the Most High has to be dealing with you to be understanding it first. This is Isaiah 28 and 10, no, for 9. I'm sorry. For whom shall he teach knowledge, and who is that whom? Whom the Most High shall teach knowledge, because Scripture said all wisdom coming from the Most High. So all knowledge and understanding comes from the Lord. So Yahweh Shemar Shai gives us this knowledge. His Amos 3:7, the Lord do nothing, but he will reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So as our job as the prophets is to go into the Bible, the dark things of the Bible, and bring these things out and make it known. So scripture say, whom shall he teach knowledge? Whom shall the Most High teach knowledge? Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make understand doctrine? Right? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. And this is it. So basically the milk. So whom shall he teach knowledge? The prophets. Whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Okay. So the one's going to be to understand doctrine, or ultimately the elect. The prophets right in Romans 7. That's why in Romans 11 and 7. Scripture say Israel have not attained which they would be seeking for, but the elect have attained it, and the rest were blinded. So we have attained the truth through the spirit of Yahweh Shemar Shai, because wisdom and might is with who? Is with the Most High. All right. So I'm gonna get into it through the spirit. This is Genesis 15 and 1. After these words of the Lord came unto Abraham, and at this point in time, when you go in Hebrew, it's Abaram, which means father exalted. Abraham's name before he be called Abraham, okay, which means father of multitudes, which is Abarayam, right? Because a yum at the end makes it plural, means father of multitude. At this point in time, Abraham, his name was just Abram. He was Abram. He was known as Abram, okay, the Hebrew, okay. So after these after these things, the word of the Lord of Yahweh came unto Abram in a vision, saying, "Fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy excellent great reward." And Abram said, "Lord Yahweh, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless, and the and sword of my houses is in the Azraeli and Damascus." So lucky for that word. So basically, Abraham was without Abram was without child at this point, right? We're gonna get to the point. And Abraham said, "Behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir." Okay, and behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, "This shall not be thine heir, but he shall come forth out of thine own bowels, shall be thy heir." He brought him forth and abode him and said, "Look now toward heaven, and tell the stars if thou be able to number them." And he said unto him, "So shall thy seed be." That's when you word Abram means a father exalted. And you get the word Abraham, it means father of multitudes, or Abraham, which is father of multitudes. And and he he believed in Yahweh, and he continued it to him for righteousness. And he said unto him, "I am the Lord that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give thee the land to inherit it." And he said, "Lord Yahweh, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, take me an heifer of 3 years old, and a she goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he took them, and he took, so like here, he took them, so like, give me 1 second. And he took unto him all these, and divided them in the midst, and laid each piece one against another. But the birds divided he not. And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abraham drove them away. And then the sun was going down, and a deep sleep fell. It's the point right here. And the sun was going down, and a deep sleep fell upon Abram. And lo, and horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know of surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And that's speaking about the time when the children of Israel went into in captivity under the Egyptians. Now, when you go into this word stranger, right? When you go into this word stranger, let's just like it. When you go to this word stranger, right? Okay, the word there is gara. Gara. Okay, for stranger. You have to understand it. Because Israel was strangers. Israel can be strangers. The whole point is put that Israel can be strangers. Not only can the heathens be the natural Gentiles can be strangers, but Israelites can also be strangers as well too, because we also were strangers in another land, and we were strangers in the land of Egypt. Okay, for you fools out there. Okay, stranger, a temporary inhabitant, a newcomer, lacking inherited rights of foreigners in Israel through conceded rights. Stranger, alien, sojourner. Stranger, because we would be strangers in another land that wasn't ours. Okay, thy seed shall be a stranger in another land. All right, so we were going to be strangers in the land that wasn't going to be ours. Okay, and I was in the land of the Egyptians. Okay, Pharaoh. Okay, because we were strangers in that land. We became strangers. We were foreigners. Okay. So the Hebrew word for the word strangers is gara, which means stranger, which means foreigner, right? And we were once foreigners because we were foreign to that land. Okay. And let's go to Genesis 17 and 1 real quick, just to get the point. This is Genesis 17 and 1. And when Abraham was 90 years old, and the Lord appeared to Abraham and said unto him, I am the Almighty Yahweh. Walk before me, but thou be perfect. I will make a covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abraham fell on his face, and Yahweh talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, which is Abaram, which it's like Abarayam, right? Which is father of multitudes. Okay, father of multitudes. For a father of many nations I have made thee, and I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. And that kingship, okay, started out with Isaac, okay, with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the 12 patriarchs, all right, and on down to which is the Israelites now today, okay, the nation of Israel, okay, which Jacob's surname was called Israel, which means he is a prince with the Most High. That's who the king shall come out of thy loins. All right. shall come out of thy loins, and I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee and thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, right? See right here, the land where thou art a stranger, because Abraham was once a stranger, because when he left from Mesopotamia out in Russia, in the early Chaldeans, he was a stranger. And let's go to that, let's get that word stranger again. This is Canaan. This word stranger land. Stranger. Magorah. Magorah for the word stranger, okay? Or Magara'ah for the word stranger. Okay. Sojourner, place, dwelling place, sojourner, dwelling. Okay. Dwelling place, sojourner, lifetime. So he was at Abraham, okay, Abaram, okay, Abarayam at a certain point in time was a sojourner in the land because he was a foreigner to the land that the Most High has set up for him and his seed. He once was also, he will be a stranger in that land. So Israel can also be referred to as strangers. So that's why when you go to the New Testament and it speaks about those Israelite foreigners, okay, those then when you go to them dealing with them Israelite foreigners, all those were Israelites who were estranged from the. I mean, scripture say that in the Galatians that they were once they were aliens from the Commonwealth of Israel, because you had strangers, Israelites who didn't know they were Israelites, or they wasn't born in the land of Israel, or they were scattered, or they were in other parts of the world. See, we want to go deeper into this, even dealing with Moses, because Moses, the book of Exodus and Deuteronomy, those are really going to bring out the heavy points in them. I'm just bringing out this lesson just to edify the body, to show and prove that, hey, look, those strangers are Israelites. Okay, so that's why you have to read the scriptures, and the most gotta be so you understand the scriptures, because those strangers are Israelites. All right, it ain't talking about the actual heathen. So this is Exodus chapter 2 and verse let me get right here. Now we're going to deal with Moses, because Moses also was once a stranger. Okay, this is Exodus 2. I'm gonna get the point. This is Exodus 2. This is when Moses found out he was an Israelite. He was an Israelite, and he went and smote the Egyptian, and he fled into into Midian. All right, and he met that's where he met Zipporah at and had a son. All right, but let me get to the point. I guess I jump down to let's go. Let's start at 15. Now when Pharaoh heard these things, he sought to slay Moses, but Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh, and drew in the land of Midian, and he sat down by the well. And now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water, and filled to the water their flocks. And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them, and were in the flock, and watered the flock. And when they came to Reuel, their father, he said, "How is it that ye are come so soon today?" And they said, "An Egyptian drew us out of the hand, delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water. He drew water enough for us and watered the flock." Because the reason why they said that Moses was an Egyptian, because you got to remember that Moses was wearing Egyptian clothes. Moses was like a shadow figure in Egypt, just how Joseph was. So Moses had a high level up there in the rankings amongst Egyptians. He really was supposed to be the next king of Egypt, But the scriptures say in Hebrews 11 that um he rather suffer with his people than to enjoy pleasures of sin for a season. Okay, for Moses forsook his riches of Egypt and fled. So Moses, that's why he sent for just because he's still dressed like an Egyptian. All right here, and he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is he that ye have let the man call him, that he may eat bread? And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and gave Moses Zipporah his daughter, and he bare him a son, and called his name Gershom. I have been a stranger in a strange land. So that's just a Moses called a son named Gershom, right? And I'm gonna get the word Gershom. Right. This is for the word Gershom. Garashum. Garashum. Okay. Garashum for the word Gershom. Gershom, foreigner. Because while Moses was in a foreign land, he was in a land that he wasn't birthed into. That wasn't his birthplace. So he was a stranger to that land. He was a foreigner. Okay. So Israelites can be foreigners as well. It's not only just speaking about what you call actual foreigners who are non-Israelites. Israelites can be foreigners, but it's because there's a lot of individuals that are neophytes. See, they don't really understand the scriptures. They don't understand this thing. They don't have the spirit of the Lord to discern between when the Lord's speaking about the natural Gentiles and the Israelites who confirm who end up being Gentiles, losing their ways, like I said, going into the other philosophies, or just not being in that Pacific land, or not being the land of Jerusalem of Israel. Right? There's two types of strangers. But the Spirit has to be dealing with you to understand it in the proper context of what it's speaking about. But you have guys like Vocab Malone, you have all these big time Christians and all these clowns in his Bible speaking about Lord came to save all people. They don't understand these fine details in the Bible because the Most High blinded them that they can't see. Because it's not for them to see. It's only for the elect to see, and it's our job to teach them that are without and bring out that knowledge to the elect and bring it out of them. That's why the word knowledge means to bring out which you already know. So all we're doing is bringing out that which you already know. We're bringing it out. So we're bringing out the knowledge of the Lord and recalling the elect back to remembrance. See, this is pulling out something that we already knew, because we already understand this truth. It had to be brought back to our remembrance. So this is why this is why we are to be skillful. That's when you read this book of Sirach. It says they ought to be not only just skillful readers, but skillful to be able to teach those that be without. See, because we have to be able to teach those that are without, and that's ultimately the words of the elect that don't know. So that's why we have to learn this. That's why the Lord told Ezra, eat this whole roll and go speak unto the house of Israel. Because that's our job as the Most High, is eat this roll, study scripture. Scripture saying in 1 Timothy, I think 1 Timothy 3 and 10, or 3 and 16, or 3 and 13, it says, study thyself approved. Study thyself approved to the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed. Because when you study this thing, you have a complete understanding of what the scripture is talking about, and you have a thorough understanding, a complete understanding on the scripture, and your understanding isn't flawed. So when you go out there, you're teaching the word and you're bringing it out, you're not going to be ashamed because you did your due diligence, you did your due studying, and now you're able to show forth the wisdom that you've learned that the Most High gave you. So now you can bring those things out in light, and now you can make it be understood upon, make it plain upon tables, like the book Habakkuk says. Habakkuk 2 says, he said, make the vision plain upon tables, that they that read may runneth. You know, because it's plain unto the elect. That's what Moses said, I'll make the elect of quick of understanding the fear of the Lord. Right? So this thing is plain unto us. So it's our job to bring it out the true and proper way, so we can so the brothers can come back and understand this truth, and we can make the truth known, man. You know, this is why you got to study this thing. So foreigner. Now let's go, and I got this. You know, that's Exodus. Like I said, this is this is very simple. This is just a real simple understanding. But this is if this is just this is to bring this is just to bring out some information, and hopefully it's edifying to it's edifying for. The scripture is Romans 2 and what was it? Um Romans 2 and 22. Um let's start at 19. Art thou considered that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness, an instructor of a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law? Thou therefore which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? That thou uh preachest a man should not steal, doest thou steal? Because you had the wicked Sadducees and Pharisees, at that time, they were telling the people don't do these things, but they were doing the complete opposite. They were hypocrites. So Paul was speaking about thou though thou sayest a man should not commit adultery, doest thou commit adultery? Thou though thou abhorrest idols, doest thou commit sacrilege? Though thou makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonorest thou the most Yahweh. For the name of the Most High is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written. For circumcision, when now Paul speaking about the circumcision, he's speaking to those that knew they were Israelites, right? For circumcision very profitable if thou keep the law, but if thou break of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision, right? Because in the day we can't keep the whole law. That's why I wish I was set up. But you had the Sadducees and the Pharisees. This is why when you read the scriptures, you get deep into it. This is why when the Lord said that I will anger you by a foolish people, right? I will anger you by a people which aren't the people. That was speaking about the Lord was going to make the Jews jealous of the Gentiles because now they're being now grafted in, which were Israelites who were called strangers because they walked away from the law, statutes, judgments of the Most High, but now they're being brought back. They're being redeemed back into the fold. See, that's when you get deep in this thing when it says that I will make you jealous by this people. That jealousy was those Gentiles. When you read about Paul was bringing the Israelite foreigners up into the temples, and they got pissed, and they try to jump Paul. But the whole point is that they were saying that the laws belong to them too, even though they're strangers, even if they have walked away from the Most High. But the Yahweh Shai died not only for the Jews, but also the Gentiles or the strangers, because they go back to the seed of the promise, which is Abraham. Abraham. Okay, because the seed goes back to him. That was the seed of the promise. And then that's Romans the 11th chapter. So this whole thing, this could be like a 3-hour lesson, but I don't want to make it that long. I just want to brief up some things through the spirit. So that's why Yahweh Shai died. When you read Ephesians 2, make the whole man, right? When you Ephesians 2nd chapter, that is the Israelites. There ought to be no enmity between the two, right? Because the Jews had a problem with the Israelite foreigners. They didn't see them as Israelites anymore because some of them didn't speak Hebrew. Some of them spoke Greek, and at that time, if you spoke Greek, that was like something to be looked down as in that time, man. So if you spoke Latin or Greek, you would look down at. Oh, these niggas ain't Israelites. These niggas ain't teaching. They're not keeping the laws. But nor are you keeping the laws. And that's what Paul was saying. So you're saying that for them to keep the laws, but nor are you keeping the laws. So your uncircumcision doesn't even matter. Speaking to the Jews. And that's why they wanted to kill Paul. That's why they didn't like Paul. Because Paul was cutting their ass, man, through his spirit. And they were getting envious and mad that the spirit was also upon the Gentiles who were Israelites. Man, it's very simple and basic when you understand what the scripture is speaking about, man. It's very easy to understand. So Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision? And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee who by the letter, and circumcision do transgresses the law? For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is the circumcision which is outward in the flesh. That's it. So Paul was saying it is not about the outwardly, you know, ain't about you. So it says, for he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is the circumcision which is outward in the flesh. So it doesn't make you a Jew just because you got circumcised, right? It doesn't make you a Jew just because you were born in the land. It's inwardly, it's through the spirit. That's why scripture say Romans 8, the spirit brings for our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, and if heirs, then joint heirs along with Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because we believe through the spirit that we are the Israelites according to the promise, but also counted by the seed. All right? But let's go. Let's jump to Exodus real quick. This is Exodus 12. And I have some points here in Exodus I want to bring out. It's Exodus 12 and 19. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your house, for whosoever eateth that which is leaven, even thy soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, where if he be a stranger or born in the land. You know what I'm saying? So talking about Israel right here, you know it says Israel, whether he be a stranger, because you had Israelites that weren't in the land at that time. You know, Israel also was still afar off. The Israelites still were sprouted out. Those weren't Gentiles, man. Those weren't what you call heathens. Those were Jews. Those were Israelites. Okay, because you get the word and you go into that same word, right? Let's get that word stranger again, right? Same word. I believe it should be Israel stranger. Gara, same word, right? Slakia. A sojourner, a temporal inhabitor, a newcomer, lacking inherited rights of foreigners in Israel through considered rights. So these were Israelites that weren't necessarily born in the land. They were outside of the land, and they were coming to the feast of the Passover. This is how you read Acts the 2nd chapter. Men from all countries out of heaven, right? Speaking from Petros, from all over around the world, speaking in the tongues, speaking, coming for the Passover, coming out of all of heaven, out of all nations, because Israel is scattered amongst all the nations. They were considered foreigners because they weren't born in that land, but they were still Israelites by the seed, because they went back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in Israel, Yasha'Allah, and the 12 patriarchs. Okay, and that's what made them Israelites, right? Through the seed, man. Okay, you didn't have no fucking Edomites. You didn't have no Amalekites. You didn't have no Ishmaelites. You didn't have any Jebusites. You didn't have any of those other heathens up in the spot, worshiping the Most High in tongues, and the Lord pouring the Spirit upon them. No, they were all Jews. They all were Israelites. They were all counted for the seed, man. All right. And I'm gonna jump down to verse 48. And I got a couple more scriptures now. I'll close out. I think the point been made. I ain't gotta kill it. I got like 6 more scriptures, but through the Spirit, I just want to make this, a quick video. This is Exodus 12 and 48. I'm gonna jump down to just do 40. Now Israel sued a sojourner, a stranger. Now Israel. Now the stranger or sojourner of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years, and that's it. So That was prophecy that the Most High gave Abraham. Lord told Abraham, your seed is going to be strangers in the land for 400 plus years, right? That was speaking about Egypt in that time. All right. So let me go down to 40. Let me get the point. Let me go to 43. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat therefore, right? But every man's servant that is brought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat therefore. So that's right here. Those are Israelites. Those are Israelites. Okay. But every man's servant that is brought of money is brought for money. When thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat. Salakia. Those are the heathen. See, it got me slipped up because you can't. We can't buy each other for servants. You're not allowed to buy each other for servants. Salakia. But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat. Therefore, like I said, so these are heathens speaking about, because you can't buy. We're not allowed to buy each other. We're not allowed to make a slave of thy brothers in the law. We're not allowed to put each other. We're not allowed to make each other slaves. A foreigner and an hired servant shall not eat therefore. Okay. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth out of thy flesh abroad of the house, neither shall ye break a bone therefore. See, it caught me up. It caught me up. But that's why you got to keep it in the context, because that's what you got to keep it in the context of the spirit. See? So right here, 48. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males circumcised, then let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat therefore. And those are Israelites, man. So the only ones that can partake of the Passover Salakia are the Israelites. Okay? Salakia, the only ones that can take part of Passover are the Israelites. Okay? So if you're of the seed of Israel, you're not allowed to take part of the Passover. Okay? And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, because you have Israelites coming out of different lands. Like I said again, Jacob, we always been kind of brought out, because the scripture say Israel is as a sand of the sea, who can number, And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, will keep the Passover to the Lord, let his males be circumcised, and let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat therefore. Now let's jump down to Deuteronomy 12 and 20. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 20. And when the Lord thy power shall enlarge thy borders as he hath promised thee, and thou shalt say, I will eat flesh, because thou shalt longest to eat flesh, thou mayest eat flesh wherever thy soul lusted after. And if the place which the Lord thy power have chosen to put his name there be too far from thee, then thou shalt, because Israel was scattered. Israel was scattered. Israel was sometimes afar off, right? So those are those foreigners, right? To be far from thee, then thou shalt kill thy herd and thy flock, in which the Lord hath given thee, as have commanded thee, and thou shalt eat in thy gates wheresoever thy soul lusted after, even as the roebuck in the heart. Slakia, where am I at? Let me see. 12 and 20. Let me get real quick Ezra's, because the whole point what I'm saying right here, because Israel, like I said again, the Israel was most far off. Okay, this is real quick. This is in the Latin Vulgate. I'm not fluent in Latin Vulgate, but this is this word right here is Marganic. Hold on, Slakia shit. If I couldn't say, I was gonna read it in Google Translate. Transmigrationes. And when you go into this word transmigrationes, right, And I'm gonna read the scripture in Ezra 1-5, but I'm not gonna read it in the Latin because I'm not skilled in Latin. And it says can also be defined as the act of moving from one state of express or a place to another. So basically being moved around. In Israel in this time of the Babylonians, Jake was a foreigner in the land. Right? Let's get it real quick. This is First Ezra chapter 5 and 7. Okay. And these are they of jewelry that came up from the captivity where they dwelt strangers whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away unto Babylon. And they returned unto Jerusalem and to the other parts. So that's it. So they were strangers, and that word right there was magaz Slakia, damn. Damn, I can't say it. Transmigrationes, right? Which is basically mean one place to the other, to be transferred one place to the other. Okay, that made them Israel a stranger. Okay. And I'm gonna get the one just real quick dealing with the heathens. This is so you understand the two. It's Leviticus 19, I believe it's 19 and 33. Let me get that real quick. It's Leviticus 19:33. Let's try to get yeah, I'm gonna get Leviticus 9:33. I'm gonna close on that one. This is Leviticus please make the Peter allow me. Leviticus 19 and 33. And it reads, and if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him, because why? He's an Israelite. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and thou shalt love him as thyself, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your power. Because we understand no scripture say, love thy brother, love thy neighbor as thyself, right? And that's speaking about your Israelite brothers. So these weren't heathens, man. All right, because now when you go to Deuteronomy 14:20, it explains that to you, because let's get it. It's the scripture I got. Just want to bring this up to the spirit. This is shit. This is Deuteronomy. All right, I don't know what the fuck is over there. Need some just pop up anyway. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 14, I believe, and 20. I'm gonna close it on that one. Deuteronomy chapter 14 and 20, right? But if all clean fowls ye may eat, and ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself, that thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it, or thou mayest sell it unto an alien, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. Thou shalt not seeth a kid in his mother's milk. And that's it. So that in that context is a natural Gentile, a natural stranger, an actual heathen, right? Because you can't do that to you can't. So Israel can't eat those things. And Israel can't eat that was died of itself, because that make the Most High. How would the Most High want to say then? Okay, treat the stranger as thyself, as a brother, but then you can go sell the stranger a damn something that dies of itself. It doesn't make any sense. I make the Most High liar. No, it's that you gotta be able to understand in what context the Most High is speaking in through the Spirit, man. You know, you gotta have that. You gotta have that eyesight, the spiritual eye. You know, so with that pretty edifying, you know, I just want to make that quick video. But I want to give all praise on Sabbath now with Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kudas Shalom.